What is good? What is going on? Welcome back to the Backed by Bone podcast. As always, I'm your host, Chris, aka Don Burgundy on the internet. What is going on? This is episode 44 on August 27th, 2023. What is up? Let me get right into it and hit some ASMR. Mm. I'm drinking a Rain White Gummy Bear today. Top 5 rain flavors. Um, Jumping right into it, let's get right into the UFC. I watched the Max Holloway Korean Zombie card. 8 a.m. main card start because it was in Singapore. Honestly, if cards aired at this time all the time, I'd be so fucking stoked. It was phenomenal. I woke up and there was fights going on. So, looking at the prelims, I didn't watch any of the prelims whatsoever. Um, I did watch the majority of the main card. I came in missing the Junior Tafa Parker Porter fight. I expected Junior Tafa to win. He won by KO or TKO first round. I think that was pretty expected. Um, I did watch the Aaron Blanchfield Talia Santos fight. It was alright. Nothing crazy there. I watched the Rinya Nakamura and Fernie Garcia fight. Rinya Nakamura just really is that guy. Nice to see because it needs to be new blood in that bantamweight division. From what I saw, he has really good all-around fundamentals. Obviously, a really good wrestler, and then his striking is actually pretty clean. So let me take a look really quickly at the bantamweight division. Yeah, so with Sean O'Malley sitting at the top of the bantamweight division, um, Rinya Nakamura is definitely going to slide right into this top 15 pretty quickly, I would think. He's probably going to get some opportunities really soon. Um, he would definitely be some good matchups for some of these guys in here. Adrian Yanez might be a little tough for him. I think he beats Chris Gutierrez, Jonathan Martinez, Ricky Simon. The Umar Nurmagomedov fight might be interesting. Pedro Munoz he probably beats. Dominic Cruz might be tough, but I think he beats him. Rob Font probably beats him. Song Yadong would definitely be a tough fight. But I think he kind of gets through, um, like he breaks into the top 10 at least, just with his ability and from what I saw. But again, I'm just a casual. But I definitely need to see some new blood in that bantamweight division and kind of excited up a little bit. He just kind of beat the piss out of Fernie Garcia the entire fight. I did watch the Giga Chikadze Alex Caceres fight. Kind of same there. It was Giga's first fight back after a year or two, I think. But he looked really good. He kind of just dictated the pace of the fight. Had some really heavy leg kicks and some really heavy punches, but couldn't put Alex Caceres away. But I figured he was going to win that fight, so. Yeah. So I did actually, this is funny because I told one of my friends the other day, I was like, if you're gonna put money down on this card, do a three-leg parlay with Giga Chikadze, Anthony Smith, and Max Holloway to win. I don't think he did, but those all came through. So if you guys are riding with me for bets, then you're probably looking pretty good. But yeah, the Anthony Smith Ryan Spann fight looked really good for Anthony Smith for the majority of it. He got a little beat up a little bit. He did get some swelling on the left eye, I believe it was. But first round he looked really good. And second round, it was a little choppy. And then the third round, I think he kind of just like dictated a little bit more of the fight. Ryan Spann doesn't look terrible, but I was expecting Anthony Smith to beat the absolute piss out of him, but didn't happen that way. I mean, it's alright though. Um, that light heavyweight division, looking at it now. It's got Jamal Hill at the top with Yuri Prakasha. I think they're going to fight Magomed Ankalaev's in there. Alex Pereira, Jan Blachowicz, Alexander Rakic, Nikita Krylov. A lot of killers in this light heavyweight division. Anthony Smith, obviously former champion, stay at 8 right now. I think he's probably going to get some more chances coming up soon. Him against Jan Blachowicz would be sick. I'd love to see that fight. Or him against Alexander Rakic would be sick. But I don't know. It's kind of weird. That light heavyweight division is kind of weird right now. It's a little bit in limbo because of Yuri. But I guess we'll see. And then the Max Holloway Korean Zombie fight, it kind of went exactly how I figured it would be. I'm kind of sad that the Korean Zombie is now retiring and he's done, but he's had an insane career. That guy's been fucking, fighting forever, literally in the UFC for 12 years. Um, he's fought, some of the biggest names in the world. I mean, he beat Dustin Poirier in 2012. Wow, UFC on Fuel TV. Holy shit, 2012. That's crazy. Fuel TV. Um, he lost to Jose Aldo. That's when Jose Aldo won the belt, I think. 20. Then he stopped fighting for 4 years because I think he went to the military service because he's South Korean. Um, and then 2018 lost to Yair Rodriguez, no fucking slouch. 2019 he beat Frankie Edgar and Renato Moicano. 2020 he lost to Brian Ortega in decision. I mean, what are you gonna do? Brian Ortega is just that guy. 2021 he beat Dan Ige. 2022 he lost to Alexander Volkanovski in that title match, which I don't think he should have even got because I think he was a fill-in or something like that. But I mean, based off of like career and namesake alone, I mean he deserves a title shot. But like it's just at that point in time, Alexander Volkanovski was just gonna roll right over him. I mean it was a given. And then 2023 he lost to Max Holloway and um, hung up the glove. So all respect to Chen Sung Jung. Um, a pioneer for Asian mixed martial arts, South Korean in general. So good for him. I would love to see him transition this into some kind of something. You know what I mean? I want him to see him transition this into something. Social media, brand deals, something, because he's just a huge name, very likable, very cool guy, very cool brand. So how old is he now? 36. So he's still got a whole lot of life left. So we'll see what happens with him. Um, but yeah, I mean, that whole, what is this? Featherweight division is now run by Alexander Volkanovski, so it's kind of hard to really do anything about this. Like Max Holloway probably gets another chance at the belt for his next fight, but I'm pretty sure Volk is tied up against somebody. Who's he fighting next? Where's he at? I don't know. I don't know where he's at. I thought he was supposed to fight somebody. Maybe not. But yeah, that featherweight division is basically run by him. I don't see anybody really beating him for a long time. So, I mean, I guess we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what he does. I mean, he's kind of beat everyone in that featherweight division, and like I don't really see anybody coming up who's really gonna stick it to him and really fucking beat the piss out of him. But um, yeah, all respect to the Korean Zombie, Chan Sung Jung. Great career, good for him. Um, we love him, good for him. Um, maybe Max Holloway, Brian Ortega, that'd be a good fight. Max Holloway, Yair Rodriguez would be a good fight. But yeah, whatever. Next is going to be a fight night between Cyril Gane and Sergey Spivak. I believe this is in France, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Main card starts, so definitely gonna be watching this. Couple fights on the card I actually care about. Probably the main and the co-main. Rose Namajunas is fighting again, and the main event is Cyril Gane versus Sergey Spivak. Um, everyone else I don't really know, so I'm not too concerned. Probably gonna see a lot of French fighters. After that's 293, which is the Israel Adesanya Sean Strickland fight. This card's gonna be sick. Just looking at the card. Excuse me. Looking at the card here. I hope they fill out the main card a little bit more. Because the main card isn't like super big banger. Prelim card. Um, nothing that crazy. And then the early prelims, nothing really. So I think they might have some other stuff coming in there, but that's September 9th. Then there's a fight night with Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko. Not super interested in watching that, but it is Valentina Shevchenko, um, so maybe I will watch that. I don't know. That's a doesn't say when or where. Then we've got a fight night of Haziv versus Gamrot. That'd be interesting. Bryce Mitchell's on the card. Ooh, Bryce Mitchell, Danny Ige, that'd be sick. And then 294 was the Islam Makhachev, Charles Oliveira that was still waiting on 21st of October. So that's be good. But that's gonna be it for the UFC currently. We'll jump quickly into the Premier League because the Premier League started back up again. Matches. I didn't watch any of the matches yesterday, but looking at the how's the game? All right, Newcastle Liverpool is actually on right now. That might actually be a decent game to watch. Looking at the match history, Chelsea obviously shitting on Luton Town. Tottenham beat Bournemouth. There's a draw for Brentford Crystal Palace. Draw for Fulham Arsenal. Interesting. Man United beat Nottingham Forest 3-2. That's a high scoring game. Everton lost to Wolves 1-0. Good thing I didn't watch that game. West Ham Brighton 3-1. Man City beat Sheffield United 2-1. Aston Villa 3-1 over Burnley. Any cool games coming up as of next week? Let's take a look really quick. Matches. Chelsea Nottingham Forest might be interesting to watch. Arsenal Man United. And then Liverpool, Aston Villa. So these two matches are going to be probably the coolest, closest ones. So if you're going to watch them, Sunday, September 3rd, 9 a.m. Eastern, Liverpool, Aston Villa. And then Sunday, September 3rd, Arsenal versus Man United at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Those are the games to watch. Everything else is kind of lackluster. But if you're trying to keep up with Premier League and soccer, definitely good games to watch. But again, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Arsenal, Man United, those are the ones that I would anticipate. I think Liverpool. Shit, what's the standings right now? Man City at the top. Where is Liverpool? Oh, Liverpool right here. They're playing right now too. Liverpool, Aston Villa. I don't know. I think that's close. I don't really know enough about both of those teams to pass judgment. I'm going to say Liverpool off the top of my head. That's my uneducated guess. And the Arsenal Man United. I think that game is going to be really close. Um, just based off of last season, I think I'm going to go Arsenal here, just because the team is absolutely fucking stacked. So we'll go with that. And then I'm gonna try and just keep updated with that and watching games. NFL is starting up soon. Thank fucking God. There's a preseason game today at 8 p.m. Standard Eastern Standard. With Texans Saints. I'm not gonna watch that, but looking at this preseason game of Broncos Rams, Broncos beat the Rams 41-0. What the fuck? That's why preseason is so weird. It doesn't tell you anything. Like I can't ascertain anything out of these fucking preseason games. But thank God week one starts in 2 weeks. Yes, so today's the last preseason game. Um, and then week one starts on September 7th. This is the Thursday, which is going to be the Lions Chiefs. I'm probably maybe I'll watch that game. I don't know, depending on what I'm doing, I might watch the game. I'm not really sure, but that game I could probably definitely skip. But the first matchups for the first football Sunday of the year do look pretty good. I'll give all of my predictions because I'm gonna be doing that again. Games off the top of my head that would look pretty good. Let me look really quickly. Bucks Vikings is probably gonna be pretty good. I'm interested to see what the Buccaneers are gonna look like without Tom Brady. Colts Jaguars I think might be interesting here. Niners Steelers. Broncos Raiders. Eagles Patriots is gonna be really bad for the Patriots. So I think best matchup, like best game wise of most entertaining, like high level, might actually be Dolphins Chargers. Um, which is interesting to say because if I had said that 5 years ago, somebody would have beaten me over the head. But with how the league was last year and how it's shaping up to be, that might be the most high level, high scoring game. I think entertainment value wise, the game that has the most like eyes on it is going to be this Bills Jets game because Aaron Rodgers is now on the Jets, um, and that is September 11th on 9/11. Ooh, it's a Saturday game? Oh, I'm stupid. What am I doing? No, it's a Monday night game on 9/11 in New York. That's gonna be weird. Um, yeah, that's gonna be a weird game. They're probably gonna do a 9/11 tribute. Um, that's gonna be weird. There's gonna be a lot of emotions in the building on there. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills absolutely run over the Jets. Um, but I could see the Jets coming somehow. Like, what I mean? If they're gonna pull a win over the Bills, it's gonna be right now at the beginning of the season. Um, But yeah, those are the games to keep an eye on. Bills Jets, and then this Cowboys Giants game is kind of sneaky. This might actually It's a Sunday night game. This might actually be a little interesting as well. But I would say highest scoring game is probably gonna be this Dolphins Chargers game. But I don't know. I'm excited for the NFL season, and we will see where it goes. But yeah, that's gonna be it for NFL because I'm not talking about anything else. Quickly, I think I'm going to go over the MLB really quick just to keep an eye on it. The Sox Dodgers game today at 1:35 p.m. Dude, baseball's so fucking weird. Standings: Red Sox still sucking dick. Yankees sucking more dick, surprisingly. Um, when do the playoffs start? Cause, excuse me. Um, I only really care about playoffs. Yeah, that's like the only interesting part about baseball to me. Um, but damn, the Orioles are nasty this year. What's going on? Jesus Christ. Good for them. I mean, that's an organization that needs rejuvenation. Um, especially for the Baltimore area. Eesh. Braves still nasty. Damn. Dodgers doing pretty good as well. Rockies looking awful. Mets looking terrible too. What the fuck? This is a weird league. Like a weird year for the league, I should say. Astros doing pretty decent. Angels kind of sucking dick. Mariners doing pretty good too. I don't know. It's just kind of nice to see like top of the league teams like switching up because this AL East is usually dictated by like Yankees and Rays. But now seeing the Orioles at the top is pretty nice. Um, And then with the AL West, the Mariners being at the top is pretty nice because normally it's the Astros and then like the Angels in there. And then over in the NL, at the NL East, Braves, um, they kind of run that division. But seeing the Mets at the bottom kind of sucks, but it's nice to see like another team in there, the Phillies. NL Central, I don't really care. And then the NL West, I mean, the Dodgers obviously are going to fucking run that division. Um, but I think it'd be some cool matchups comes playoff time. But I don't really pay attention to baseball like that. I kind of just like to like look at playoffs and see what's going on. But you know, nothing crazy. But yeah. Also, when does the NBA season start? NBA. Former NBA Rookie of the Year, the Boston Celtics should sign. Interesting. But let's take a look. Let's take a look. NBA. Let's do season start. Excuse me. October. Okay, sick. It's only a couple more months. Nice. Um, I'm excited for the NBA, but I'm gonna try and follow it a little bit more. But let's also take a look at the NHL because I kind of blocked out the NHL from my mind because the Bruins were the best team in the league and then they lost first or second round last year and broke my heart. So um, we'll hope this year's gonna be better. That also starts in October as well. So we are rolling. It is almost the end of August, September, and then October. Everything is going to be in full swing. We got the three big, or four actually, four sports going on at the same time. Um, so the podcast will be back in full swing too in terms of that. Also, there's some big CSGO tournaments coming up in October as well. Worlds, I think, is in October. Actually, that's a good transition into going to some League of Legends stuff. Let's take a look at Worlds really quickly. And excuse me, when Worlds starts, because it usually used to be in December, but now it's going to be, oh my God, October is going to be fucking insane. October is going to be my favorite month this year. Um, Worlds is in Korea, starts October 10th till November 19th. So this October is going to be jam-packed full of stuff. The podcast is probably going to go a little bit longer during those times because there's going to be so much to talk about. I'm going to be so fucking busy watching shit. Holy fuck. But let's go into a little bit more. Let me take a sip of this. Mm, delicious. Let me go into a little bit more about League of Legends first. Obviously, as we know, China's been done. China number one, time to learn Mandarin. But for Korea, Dalmon Kia and KT Rolster ended up qualifying for Worlds. Um, those are kind of the two teams I wanted to see. I would have loved to see Hanwha in there as well, just because Viper's on the team and he's a fucking insane player. And then seeing him stack up against Worlds competition would be, you know what I mean? He's even if his team's not that good, he would guaranteed shit on like 90% of the other opposing bot laners. But yeah, North America. I think I already talked about this, but NRG ended up beating C9 3-1, which kind of sucks for North America and C9, but at the same time might also be good for C9. I'll talk about this in a little bit. I think I went over this before last episode, but I don't really proofread these episodes beforehand, so you can suck my whole dick. LEC, thank God LEC is going on right now, because if not, there would be no League of Legends to be watching. Season finals up till September 10th, and then after that, there's just going to be a whole month of no League of Legends, which is fine, because there's other stuff to watch, but yeah. There's that. But yeah, so League of Legends wise, we're looking at the LEC. Yesterday, BDS 3-0'd SK. I watched a little bit of that game. I wasn't too um, what do you want to call it? Too enthralled by the game. I was outside tanning as well for about a half an hour, so I was kind of just like listening to it. I don't really care because I don't really care about both of those teams. But today is actually going to start in about 9 minutes. Is the XL Fnatic game, which has huge implications because whoever wins this basically gets a chance to go to Worlds. Um, I would think Fnatic win this just based off of form of XL. Kind of sucks, but just based off of how they're playing, I would rather Fnatic go anyway. So if you ask me, I think Fnatic beats Excel probably 3-1, and then Fnatic end up beating BDS probably 3-2, and then G2 beats Mad probably a 3-0 or a 3-1, and then it's going to be Mad Lions versus Fnatic to see who goes in the finals again. But we'll temper expectations for that for now. Um, yeah, so that's about it. And then we'll go into Worlds really quickly. PCS, trying to determine who is the champion of that. It's PSG versus CTBC Flying Oyster. Two very common names from last year in Worlds as well. These are going to probably be mainstays. Vietnam, GAM Esports in the finals again against who fucking knows. Very common name. The Brazilians, LLL, allowed esports or whatever. They're in the finals again. They're probably going to be the team who goes for Brazil. The Japanese teams, I believe, are already decided. Yeah, it's DFM. So let's take a look at Worlds really quick. Worlds is going to be sick. Participants, again, we'll keep going over this. Genji, T1, KT, D+, Kia. Then for China, it's JDG, BLG, LNG, Weibo. LEC has not been determined yet. Only G2 and Mad Lions have been determined, but I'm going to assume it's going to be G2, Mad Lions, Fnatic, and BDS at this point. Um, then North America is NRG, Cloud9, Team Liquid, and then you have what's it called? Golden Guardians in the World Qualifier thingy, and whoever wins against that is going to go into this World's Qualifying Series thingy majig. Just an extra team in there. Um, but then also from the PCS, you have PSG Talon and Flying Oyster. It's kind of nice seeing both of these teams are full PCS rosters, no imports. Kind of nice to see that they're getting it done with their own talent, and it'd be interesting to see what happens. Whereas this Team Liquid team, it's literally all Korean guys, except for APA. Granted, a couple of them are Korean American, but Summit Pyosik and Core JJ are all Korean, and Yeon, and I'm pretty sure is American Korean. So it's kind of, I mean, you got three Korean guys on the roster, like it's kind of fucking North American team, lol. But I mean, Cloud9's pretty similar. And NRG is probably the closest team because it's got three Americans on it. But not that it makes a huge difference, but whatever. Then GAM Esports for Vietnam, the other team we don't know yet. It's nice to see all the Vietnamese players on the roster as well. No imports. They're going to be a mainstay in there. DFM is uh, basically the same exact team as they always have been, I guess. Interesting. DFM is always probably going to be the Japanese representative. And then for Latin America, it's Movistar R7. Oh, my boy Bong. That's funny. So I'm pretty sure Movistar Rider was in um, Worlds last year, and Bong was in Worlds last year too, and it's pretty funny. But yeah, exciting. I mean, there's one, two, three more spots. Let's take a look at Worlds from last year and see how everybody did for 2020. That was in the US. I forgot about that. Udyr was disabled. Oriana disabled group stage day 4. Yeah, that was when DRX won. There's DRX T1 in the finals. JDG, Genji, Rogue, NRG, Demon, Kian, Edward Gaming. Um, let's see. Yeah, so teams that were in Worlds last year. Yeah, so Loud was in Worlds last year, so they'll probably be in it this year. Saigon Buffalo was in it last year. Okay. Okay. And then Flying Oyster got shit on last year. Same with 100 Thieves. RNG GNG. Looking. Damn, Gam Esports last year, 1 and 5. That's tough. I mean, they also got a tough group. Um, G2 and EG got 1 and 5. Oof. Cloud9 last year, 1 and 5. Oof. Fnatic 2 and 4. Oof. Last year was a fucking tough time, huh? My goodness. Yeah, Rogue was the only non-Asian team to get out of groups and go into the knockout stage, which is pretty crazy. Because they would have been first, but they lost tiebreaker to DRX. So if they had won that tiebreaker, maybe they would have got a more favorable matchup, but probably not. Probably wouldn't have mattered. I mean, they went up against JDG, which right now they're looking at the best team in the world, but um, yeah, what are you gonna do? But oh, one thing I mentioned before that I forgot to bring up again was in things that might be good for Cloud9. So if Cloud9's a pool 2 seed, they could get so for in actuality, they could get a like let's look at it this way. Like it'd be tough for them no matter what because if they get a pool 1, like say shit, it actually might be hard. All right, so if they're a pool 2 seed, they only get one pool 1 team, right? So they could get an LEC team, which I think would be ideal, the pool 1, but then their pool 2s would be like, because they could get BLG or T1 in their fucking, or like KT Rolster or something like that. So it's going to be tough this year, but they do have options. It could work out for them, but we'll jump off of that because we're almost at a half an hour. So I'm gonna have to cut the recording quick and then restart it in a segundo. So give me 2 segundos. Okay, there we go. And then I want to talk quickly about the ESL CSGO. New season starts this Wednesday, August 30th. First matches are at 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm going to try and watch as much of this as possible. So it ends September 23rd, so they're going to have a lot of games really quickly. But I'm just trying to keep up with more CSGO because I still don't have favorite team, but keep an eye out for that. Manga and anime wise, no real manga, but anime. I did catch up on Jujutsu Kaisen. That is looking really good. I just got past the part where it's like after the flashback, so it's going to start getting into like current stuff, which is going to be interesting. But I mean, it's really good. I was insanely confused, still am, but um, it's really fucking good. Caught up on Mushoku Tensei. It's pretty good. Unfortunately, this arc is going to be super fucking slow because he's still in the school. And to be fair, like in the manga, he's also still in the school. So unfortunately, this is going to take a long time to get through. This is just probably not really my favorite portion of Mushoku Tensei, but it is what it is. I mean, it looks gorgeous. The character animation is a little like weird when stacked up next to the background animation, but it is what it is. Anything else? Zom 100 is really good, looks really good. Bug Films, which I am not familiar with, is the studio that did the production, and the animation is through the roof. This is the only thing on my anime list that says that they've ever done, which may not be true, but that's what this says anyways. But they are blowing it out of the fucking water. But what else are we looking at? I need to catch up on Seven Spell Blades and some other shit, but I did start watching. I'm almost caught up on Rurouni Kenshin. That's really good. I did actually start watching Temple. Temple's really fucking good. It's pretty funny. The manga is a little bit funnier, but as you would expect. But the animation is really good, done by Studio Gecko. Not familiar. I guess they're relatively new as well. Also watching Helk. Really like that series. That looks really good. Studio Satellite. They've done a whole lot of things that you would recognize. Log Horizon, Nanbaka. They've done a bunch of shit. So they're pretty well established. Not watching anything else, or haven't watched anything else recently. I need to catch up on a lot of shit. But also with this Naruto anniversary thing, I might watch this when it comes out. It's only coming out in 6 or 7 days, so I might watch that. Got some other shit to catch up on. But also what I wanted to mention was I watched 2 comedy specials by Joe List. Um, I watched these in reverse order, but the first one I watched was Enough for Everybody, which is his newest special, already at 382,000 views. And then I watched his special from last year called This Year's Material. It's got 2.2 million views. I'll go with the first one first in order. This year's material, it was pretty good. I would give that one probably like a 6 out of 10. And then Enough for Everybody, I'd probably give that a 7 out of 10. He's very comparable to Mark Normand. I'm a little biased. I think I like Mark Normand a little bit better because they have a very similar cadence, joke delivery, and like some of their topics or joke material is like relatively similar. They also kind of have like a very like similar style of like speaking. So I would just say like if you like Mark Normand, you're probably gonna like Joe List, but you're not gonna like him as much. But again, I mean maybe that's me. That's just like personal. But again, I would definitely check it out. It's definitely a good watch. Both of them are an hour long. Pretty good quality stuff here. So keep an eye out for that. I've always seen him on podcasts and stuff like that, but I never listened to any of his stand-ups. So it's definitely excuse me, it's definitely interesting to see the difference. You know what I mean? Like, there's like a large difference in terms of podcast performance and stand-up performance, obviously. But it's just you know interesting to see. But yeah, I think that is going to be it for the podcast here today, guys. Appreciate you guys. Everyone, please like, comment, subscribe, share. all of my links down in the description below. Again, I'm streaming on Twitch almost daily now, so feel free to drop a follow on there. I'm really trying to get that to pop off. Hit affiliate status. That'd be nice if I hit that by the end of the year. I'm not really sure what my status is at right now. I definitely need way more followers, but appreciate it, guys. So thank you guys for listening. We'll see you guys next week, and be safe, be cool, and don't smell your own stool. Peace.